Hello everyone. It's Maddie and I am back with part 8 of this series. We are continuing with our 12 Days of Christmas album. And if you missed any of the parts, you can go back, you can rewatch. There's a playlist also down in the description box down below. If you are interested in one of these kits, just feel free to email me. And let's jump right in. Here we go. We are starting with the 9 ladies dancing. That is this right here. Again, we had already cut these, measured them. We've done all of that good stuff. So we are just going to jump right in. The first thing we're going to do is going to be to round off these 2 corners right here. And then we're going to round off the corners on this one as well, because that's going to go right here. So let's round these 2 corners. Okay, so top and bottom, there we go. And that is going to go on top of here, and it's going to get adhered here on the back, and we're going to be hiding that seam later, although you really don't need to. It is really that pretty where you do not need to, but we can. And there's going to be so many options for this page. It's kind of mind-boggling, but we're just going to add some adhesive to the smaller of the 2 flaps, and we're going to glue that down. Make sure your orientation is correct. So flip it like this so you can see it, and then pinch it once you feel that it is nice and up against that edge, and the top and bottom makes sense. We're going to burnish that down, and now we have this adorable double flap. But we're going to do a whole lot of stuff. We can do so much too. Both of these here, well, all 3 parts, and I will show you, like I said, I'll come back and show you some of what I've done and some ideas later. Let's get our 9 ladies dancing little placard, and we're going to use that as a tab here. However, it is rather thin, so we're going to need to reinforce it with something. So we're going to start by looking at our scraps, because we have plenty of those strips that we can use. So let's see, what else do we have here? There's quite a few of them that will work. So all of these will work. See that? So long as it is a little bit wider and a little bit longer, then that will work. So let's go with this one right here. And again, you take a look at your scraps because you might want a different color. And we're going to be able to just trace that right on to that. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to pinch it for now. I'm not gluing it down yet, and I'm going to create that really pretty border around it, like so. And there we go. Okay, now I still think it's a little bit on the thin side for a tab. You know, if we're going to be obviously pulling on it all the time like this, I still think it needs a little bit more, but that's okay because we have a lot of scraps. So let's take a look at some of those, and then we can use those as well, right? We have the cardstock that we've been using. So I'm going to get one of those little pieces. And I just need one that is long enough like this. I'm going to glue that directly down, and then I'm simply going to cut it out afterwards. So very simple. Now for that, I don't want any glue oozing out, so I'm going to use my Tombow mono glue. This is, as I had mentioned in the other videos, like the best glue stick ever. Yeah, once you use it, you'll never go back, trust me, to the cheap, you know, glue sticks. And well, I shouldn't even say it makes it sound like this is expensive. This is not expensive at all. By cheap, I mean the kid grade glue sticks. You'll never go back. These are extremely inexpensive, but they are amazing glue sticks. So we're going to adhere that on there, burnish it down, make sure I've got really good adhesion. And then this one I'm going to just cut out. And now we're going to have 3 layers. So we're going to have the pretty label, then the cardstock layer, and then the pretty beautiful pattern paper as well as a layer. So we'll have 3 layers. Now that's going to be a nice strong, like kind of like a finger tab, right? For us to be able to just lift that page. Oh, and before I forget, let me give you today's secret word. It is stencil. Okay, and just a little bit more of trimming. That looks really pretty because I want to get through these so that we can also work a little bit on the cover before we're done, right? Before we do the full walkthrough. Okay, so we're going to adhere that on there, and then that's going to go there. Let's add some glue to this. Yeah, I'm super excited. I can't wait to do the cover with you guys and give you some ideas. Of course, you're going to have tons of choices. I mean, when it comes to any of these, including the cover, well, it could be anything you want it to be, right? So I can't wait to see yours. I just can't. It's going to be amazing to see your albums as well as your covers, and just to see everyone's different takes on it. I've noticed that from other classes that I've taught from albums, is that everyone puts their own little twists on there, and I just love seeing that because, you know, so many artistic minds in a pool working on a project creates so many different variables, right? Okay, we're going to glue this. Oh, wrong side. We're not going to glue that far left side, only the right, the center, and, you know, like 3/4 of the way. We want to leave some of that. See, like right, well, a little bit over half, I would say, about there. Make sure you're nice and aligned with the bottom of the page. And now we have a gorgeous little tab. And then just clean off any excess glue. Or if you need to add a little bit more, then by all means do so. I just kind of slapped mine unintentionally. So I'll add some extra adhesive in there. And then we'll clean up any excess there. Okay, like so. How stinking adorable, right? And we have her in frame, so she just looks beautiful. Okay, so now we've got this far with the 9 ladies dancing. Today is going to be a short video because the Lords of Leaping we had already pretty much done, right? And then the Piper's Piping we had done as well. And then the 12 drummers drumming. So, I mean, we pretty much are done. I mean, we're going to come back and do a little bit more decorating. I'm going to show you some more of that. But we're going to move on. So let's go and recap through those really quick in case you missed it and you want to go back and catch up. So this was the Lords of Leaping with the Lord that leaps, right? It's the sliding belly band. Then this was the Piper's Piping with the booklet and the latch. And then the 12 drummers drumming has the hidden drum, right? Okay, so we had done all those already. Again, we do need to do some decorating, but we can put those with our other pages. Okay, let's go ahead and move those off to the side because I want to bring back the album, and then we can talk about the how we're going to work the front and back cover. So let's put this one also with those, and we'll come back, and again I'll show you when I do the full walkthrough on some of the decorating ideas that I have. But these are also lovely, and they can go off to the side. Look how pretty they're looking. Okay, we're going to come back to those. Let's bring out the Snap album for right now. Okay, we had already talked about the album itself. We know that there is a prong that goes on the inside, so we're going to remove that by sliding those little sliding pieces, removing that, and then removing this as well. Why? Well, because it's much easier to work on your covers without the album being in place. There is a front and a back, by the way. So if you notice, I'm going to bring this up to you here in a second, you will notice that here it says Simple Stories, and it's kind of an embossing, and that is your back. Does it have to be? Not really, but I'm just making sure you guys see that in case you do, it does matter and you want to mark it. Now, we have a lot of options for the front cover. You can use some of your gorgeous papers by fussy cutting them. You have all kinds of ornaments on all of these, so you can create your own kind of collage, so to speak. You can also, bypass that completely. You can use your other bags and create collaging this way, right? You can even use these as pockets on the inside. Oh, look at all these amazing ornaments that are still on here. See, you can use all those, but you could also use other ones for belly bands and pockets on the inside of the covers, a smaller pocket, so to speak. You also have, in addition to these big pieces, you also have all of these smaller scraps, and all those you can even make like a quilted kind of look if you wanted to, because that would be super pretty as well. So, okay, but I happen to have an extra partridge in a pear tree. Again, I had a full pad, so I have additional options. So that's what I am going to be using. However, I want to show you some other things. And don't forget, you don't have to use paper at all. You could just do a mixed media. This is part of the Crafter's Companion set that came out for this collection. This is a 3-part stencil. So let me open it up and I will show you what is in it. And that way you guys can either let us know if you're interested in the stencil set, or perhaps, and some of you already purchased this, by the way, from our live sales when we did this class. And we showed you all the different things that you can get, the different, ephemera and components, and stencils and die sets and stuff that you could get for this line as well. But you might have something else that's kind of like it in your stash. So it comes with this beautiful snowflake stencil. It also comes with this die set that coordinates as well. It's Merry Christmas foliage and tag. And it makes all of these great pieces, including the tag. So I have not opened mine. I have not used it. I don't know. This might be part of a giveaway. Could be. We'll have to stay tuned and see, right? So, and I'll give you your secret word later. Also, Fairy Lights is the glitter paste that is made as well from Crafter's Companion. It is delicious. I haven't opened mine, but I'm going to show you it because I got a chance to work with it. And oh man, it is beautiful. And it doesn't come off, by the way. Some of the cheap glitter paste or imitation glitter paste, you'll put your paste on and then you'll end up with glitter everywhere after it dries. Not this stuff. It will hold it in place. It is beautiful. So we've got these different elements to work with as well from the set. So let's go ahead and get to working on that cover, right? Because I am super excited to do that. And I hope you guys are as well, now that you've pulled yours apart. Excuse me. Now that you've pulled your front and back covers apart, you can decide how it is that you want to cover this. Do you have to even embellish it? Of course not, but it's always fun. I just realized I forgot to show you the other 2 pieces. So hang on, let me get them out and show you those. Okay, so 3 pieces, and these are the other 2. Great for slimline cards or ATC tags, mixed media. Yeah, you could spray through these. You could use your inks. Look at that one with the circle embellishment. Now that is something that we could definitely use inside of the journal. How beautiful is that, right? Or even on the front cover as a belly band, just like they've done. So that would be gorgeous. Okay, let's put this all aside and get to working on our project. Because if you remember, I promised to show you how to convert a snap album into an actual 2, 3, 4-inch spine if you wanted it to be. So the way that we're going to do that without it alligatoring mouth on us, meaning ending up wider on one side than the other, is, as you notice, the more embellishment we've added, the wider the right hand side has become. So in order to avoid, first of all, so that it fits nicely, second of all, so to avoid it alligatoring mouth, we're going to add some foam tape here on the spine. So all you need to do is grab your foam tape, and we're going to cut 3 different pieces. We're going to do one in the center, And for now, we're not going to remove our backings at all. Okay, we're just going to leave the backing on there. And really, overall, you don't ever have to pull those backings if you do not want to. Once you are happy with your album maybe and you're all set, then I'd probably come back in and remove those. But for now, we're just going to leave them in place. And I'm going to pull these sheets back out, by the way. I'm just doing this to kind of show you in case you want to start prepping that as well. If you haven't punched out all of your holes, which I did not, of course, we marked them but didn't punch them. And you might have, because you know, we were talking about that as we went along. Hey, punch your holes if you want to. I kind of like to do my things assembly style. So once I have my crocodile, I'll just do all of them. But so for example, that one was a 12 drummers drumming. Now we're going to do the 11 pipers piping. And we're going to feed that through the prongs. And then we're going to repeat that exact same process. And now you can see how it's leveling it off. Because it has a lot of embellishments, it has a lot of working mechanisms, it has a lot of depth on the right hand side, we need to balance that off on the left, right? Correct, of course. So what we're going to do is continue to add our 3D adhesive tape foam here and level it off. Now, if some of your pages are thicker than others and have more, once you put that page in front of it, right, like this next one, and I look at it and I think, oh yeah, that one really is kind of thick, I can double up my tape. Okay, so you can see how it's nice and thick on that side as well as this side. And you can double it, you can triple it, you're just going to keep adding foam tape as need be. Okay, so now it looks like this. I have pulled it out of my book just to show you how leveled it is. And then remember, we are going to add photos and all that. So if you want to give it some extra on the left hand side to preempt that, then you can go ahead and do that as well now. So my back cover I have covered using my paper, and now I can go ahead and add those in here. So I'm going to put my prong now back on the front cover, because remember, that is how it came originally, right? The prongs went through the front here and then through the back like this. Okay, all right, so you guys remember. So I'm going to put that back cover off to the side for now. I am going to just show you how to put this together. Again, I'm not leaving this on here, it is just to kind of show you how we put this back together when we are done, and more importantly how it will look. And that's the whole idea, is to show you that once we add those spacers in between, it is going to level off the album as far as the pages not being alligator mouth. Okay, I'm just going to speed through this really quick because you guys get the idea. I'm going in order, starting from 1 and then working my way back. You do see that some of my pockets are empty because we haven't gone there yet. Again, this is why we needed to know what scraps we could work with. So now that we've cut out all of the pages, right, the main pages, then we've done the interactive stuff, then we're going to come back and be able to fill in all of those extra pages here with whatever scraps we have left. And I'm going to show you all of that here in a second in a walkthrough. Oh, I missed a page there, so let me go ahead and bring back the foam tape and add those pieces like so. Okay, and then slide that in. Then my 10 lords, and insert the pipers piping, and then finally my drums for my 12 days of Christmas. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. And then of course we would bring in the back cover, slide it in like so, add our closure little bracket thing here, slide those metal rings, and those sliders will stay there and hold those prongs in place. And now you see we have a nice thick spine. Our album has room to grow. Again, if you feel like, wow, no, I'm going to be adding like tons of photos in here, then by all means add additional foam. But now we need to find a way to wrap this around, correct? But before we do that, and you know, we have plenty of papers to work on how we want to wrap these like such, right? What we're going to do with that spine in order to cover it and make it look all pretty. Again, this could be a 3-inch spine if you wanted it to be. It could be a 4-inch spine if you wanted it to be. There really is no limit. We've done the front and back, or at least I have, so you can feel free to cover those as well. We have all of our interactive stuff on the inside, and I'm going to work on those front covers. So now you see how we are able to expand the album and make it look really sturdy, and it's going to look like an actual full album book by the time that we are done. But first, I am going to decide on what I want to do with the front cover. Again, you have all of these great pieces, ornaments, all kinds of stuff that you can do. I mean, that is just very, very pretty. And again, your cover might be a different color. We have these in different colors in the store as well. We have blue, black, and I think we have red and some additional colors. So if you wanted to use that, fine, but we're going to end up covering it. At least I am for the most part. So let's get right into that. To do that, I am going to grab that gorgeous stencil. I am going to grab my glitter paste, and I'm simply going to add it right through the stencil. And that it just makes for a lovely cover. Now, if I had the black one, I probably would have done maybe some additional colors to this, or maybe if I had, but the blue just kind of was perfect. I thought about adding some magicals to this, you know, and kind of just let it run in between all of the snowflakes. But honestly, I didn't need it when I was done. I was like, wow, okay, that's just pretty the way it is. But again, you feel free to play around and decide what you think looks best for yours. But this stuff is just delicious to work with, as you can see. And then all I'm going to do is flip that stencil and continue to work on covering my front cover. I'm only doing it to the front cover. I am not doing it to the spine, and I am not doing it to the back. Now, when it comes to my albums, I kind of like my covers not flat, obviously, because I love dimension, right? I love doing mixed media stuff, but I don't like them super like exaggerated stuff protruding out of it that might snag, that might get caught. I can't really put it in a bag if I want to take it somewhere. I can't really put it in a bookcase with other albums, because honestly it was just going to have all kinds of stuff sticking out of it. So for my like photo albums, I like them to be not as ornate in the front. I want them to have pizzazz by all means, but I don't want to overdo it either to the point where things might snag or become cumbersome. So I'm going to keep this one nice and yes, with a lot of interest, yes, with some pizzazz or plenty of pizzazz, but not so bulky. So I am just going to focus on adding some gorgeous glitter accents and then adding some paper elements in order to tie it all in together. Okay, so I'm going to set this off to this, side to dry for now. I'm going to continue adding my paste until it's fully covered, and then once that is dry, I am going to come back with our next video, which is going to be part 9, and we'll just kind of wrap it up from there. I mean, other than the walkthrough, I'm going to show you just a few more things, but we are almost there, guys. We've done it. Isn't that awesome? Okay, don't forget to post your makes in the Facebook group, Spectrum Art Creation Friends. And then don't forget to answer the questions as well when you request membership, because it is a private exclusive group and we just want to make sure that you are not a bot or a troll, right? Don't forget to also check out our small business online stores. We have 2 different stores to serve you, spectrumartcreations.com and our Etsy store, Spectrum Art Creations, full of thousands of art supplies, and we hope that we become your store of choice. Also, join us for our live sales here on Saturdays, typically starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, there's going to be some holiday hours here in the month of December since Christmas is around the corner. But typically we're here every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get to chat, see product live, and join in the fun. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we'd love to have you subscribe. I hope you are enjoying this tutorial, and there are tons more. Not to mention, there's also Spectrum Art Creations Academy, or SACs Academy for short. If you haven't joined, you definitely want to join because you're going to get exclusive workshops and content and discounts and just craft nights where we actually hang out one-on-one with you guys live. It's really nice to be able to also craft and do face-to-face craft alongs and classes. So we hope that you will check out Spectrum Art Creations Academy for additional exclusive content. I would leave a link at the end of this video so you can click on that and go learn more, because for one flat monthly fee you can enjoy tons of extra perks. Okay, don't forget to check out the next upcoming video because we are almost done, and I will see you there. All right, thanks so much for joining us today. Bye.